Good evening, everyone. Ciao. All right. It's probably going to take a minute well, we got about 15 minutes. We got Tool. I don't think Beulah Knox is logged on yet. Let me see. Well, maybe it does. Maybe it does. Yeah. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see what kind of news we got this week. Let's see here. Nope. Even though none of this news really affects us on this evening trading, just kind of, well, got to go to tomorrow. Looks like Great Britain's going to have their GDP. So if you're trading the London session, you'll probably get a little bump there when the market opens. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we have German CPI numbers. And for 9:45 in the morning, we got Chicago PMI numbers. Looks like Canada has a holiday. All right, so we do have Fair Chair Powell speaks on Tuesday morning. Got global manufacturers, so a lot of news fairly early next week. Non-farm payroll. Wow, are we going to have non-farm payroll on the 4th? Wait a minute. Yeah, because that's not the big mover non-farm payroll. That's the smaller version where like you still get movement, but nothing like non-farm payroll Friday. So it looks like they're going to start the holiday early for so it looks like the market closes at 1 o'clock on Thursday. Okay, so they're going to release non-farm payroll a day early. So it's going to be on Thursday because it usually always falls on a Friday. Got some pretty wild price action Thursday. So we'll have to see if like some of the prop firms are going to be letting people trade. I would think that since the other markets are open, they may be letting us. I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that one because the prop firms could be taken off that day too, so they might not be any trading Friday morning. I don't know. Has there been enough news this week to kind of spook the market to have a little sell off? I know we're still having some of those tariff news, so could get a little bit of a crazy movement today. We still have all time highs, I think, sitting up at 50. Hmm. I mean, we were pretty bullish Friday, like all day. So this way, I was also able to add the indicator where we get yesterday's high, today's open, and yesterday's close. This way, I don't have to worry about bringing over Trading View. Uh, so, which these levels will change as soon as the market opens. Probably going to be trading like the either some kind of gap fill in, or maybe if we open with a big gap, maybe we try to just get long and see if we can ride it. Or we got the 5 minute opening candle inside close for the 5 minute. So it looks like we should have a pretty good week of trading as far as volatility goes. Should be a lot of volatility this week, a lot of big news this week. I'm hoping like Apex and Bulanox will offer some kind of 90% off this week, starting like maybe Tuesday for the 4th. Which this is also a pretty big week for, I'm assuming, vacation. So I'm assuming that streaming may be a little slow this week as far as people trading because a lot of people go on vacation this week, especially here in the States. So we got about 5 or 6 minutes before the market opens. Like I said, I think maybe with the tariff news that's going on, that we might get a little bit of volatility today. We will see. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize my camera was out. Sorry about that. There it is. I didn't realize my camera was out. Not out, but I had it hidden. Is there everybody here that's going to be trading the opening, or does you guys just watch price action? So, like I said, we did go over news. There's really no way of going over like previous stuff just because it's the first of the week. So, what we could start off with is a opening week gap. Is usually what we call it, like whenever the market opens and there's a big gap in between. I'm not really sure. I mean, I feel like there's going to be a pretty big gap today, and I only say that because of the whole tariffs that's going on with, US and Canada. So I think there'll be like some kind of tariff news or tariff movement today. I feel like if we can get below, like, say, yesterday's high or yesterday's close, I think this will be a good area to short here around the 70s and 80s. Then you got this target down here to the 600s. So that here would be my possible short scenario here. Which I don't know if we'll get that deep of a pullback. All right, so what are we down to, like 3 minutes or so? So for anybody that tries to take trades right out the gate with Bulanox, apparently Bulanox has some kind of delay where they don't allow you to take those quick trades as soon as the market opens. So we're planning on trading probably for at least 1 hour to an hour and a half, depending on what the market offers. If it's just straight, just grinding, we'll probably just call it because we're not going to sit here and be tempted to take any kind of trades with the market just grinding sideways. If you're watching Methodical Man over there, he's doing the 15-second breakout this morning where he's taking the candle when it breaks 15. All right, probably got about a minute and a half left. All right, guys, we got about less than a minute to go. It's 4:50 or 5:59. The possible bounce area for me, unless we just break out with some huge gap up or down. I don't know. We didn't break up. Just a little bitty gap. So what we're doing is we're going to wait on the 5-minute inside candle. Let's see. Could possibly go all the way to the 20s. Let's see. Targets. First target's going to be probably right at the 800s. The next target there, if we get through theirs, it's going to be up at the 820s. Do we have something that's sitting there? Yeah. They was consolidating, sitting at these 80s too, also from Friday. So what we're doing is we're waiting on the 5-minute inside candle here. Woo, super bullish 5-minute candle at the moment. All right, here we go. Some kind of pullback. And you could possibly maybe take a long off that 80 here if this 80 holds. Yeah, see, there's that first level of consolidation there. We do have a little gap to the backside, so we could pull all the way back also to the 50s to fill in this gap back at the 40s. Yeah, so that 80 was the nice little target there. I didn't know if we would pull back and close in this, what, 45? Let's see. Right now it's that 80. That's that line in the sand there. And you got a nice little bull flag set up on the 1 minute chart over here. But I don't know if we can get above 80. Got to get above 80 here. And it looks like you had equal highs almost sitting at 90 up there on the 1 minute. If we don't get through 90, we'll shut it down. Uh-oh. Sorry. Yeah, so 80 is kind of like my line in the sand here. If we don't get through 80, we're probably moving back down. I didn't know if we would take out these equal highs here. Like this would be your bottom, this would be your lower high. Then like your stop loss probably needs to be right here to be safe. But I'm not going to keep a 20-point stop loss. Actually, if we sell back below here. All right, so we're above 80. So let's see if we can print above 80 here. Oh, did I just barely hit it? Come on. We missed it. We missed our first target by so little. There we go. Let's see. We got these 820s up there. I think that's what I like to target. But I feel like we're going to hit these 800s and probably reverse hard. So it looks like we just took out these equal highs here and pushed back down. Let's see if we get back above 80. We'll just go in with one contract. If we do get back above, we will not go in with two. We'll just stick to one and use 80 as our kind of line in the sand here. Because we also still have this opening week gap back here at 45. So we could easily pull back and fill in this opening week gap. So we're in this trade just for what, 6 or 7 points. And this could just be another lower high here. So that's what we have to wait and see. So level, level, and level. And you don't know if this was the previous wing, like your stop loss needs to be there if you're looking for a safer stop loss. Take some of our risk off the table in case it pulls back. In case it can't put down. So we're only in this trade for 3 points. Because I'm just not determined if we're going to fill in this opening gap here. We got this gap all the way down at the 40s. But we have a lot of wicks to the upside that we could take out too. I hope that since we've already bounced off that 21 EMA once, that we could possibly get that 50 pushback. I'm still thinking the 40 pushback. I only say that because it's just, you know, we like to fill in those gaps. And it's not a big gap, so it could. I feel like it could easily be filled in. And we're also about to have a 5-minute enclosed bars, so really it depends on where. If this closes on the inside, you could get long or short depending on which way it breaks. All right. All right, here comes the 5-minute candle here. So we got an inside bar at close. Need to push above 80s. That'll be breaking above this 5-minute inside bar here. All right, we're just Oh, it just broke. All right, stop loss is going to be at the bottom of that 5-minute candle, which is 69. And I'm not really sure what the winning percentages on these are. I know it's not as high if it just made a short, not a short, but a previous low / previous high. See, I like to see this print above 80. That would be pretty confident there if we can print above the 80 here. Need to really stay above the 80 for this trade to stay like in play. If the 5-minute can run this wick up at 90, we should get our first target here. I got this little wick sitting here. This wick right here took out those equal highs. I definitely like the equal highs better than the single wick. But I'm still not really sure about this gap fill in. Like, I was really thought we would fill in this gap before we went to the highs, but I don't know. Hopefully this is a nice little 3-candle pullback before we bust up here. We're still at the previous 5-minute. We're at the bottom of the 5-minute Romney candle. Thank you guys for joining this evening. If you're new here, just hit the like and subscribe button if you don't mind. We're trying to hopefully get to 800 subscribers this evening. Man. If we hit 90, we'll probably go to pretty close to break even. We move up a couple of candles. This way we're only in half the risk, down to 5 points. Because I don't really like this trade if it's back below 80 anyway. Because we could get stuck at the 99 here. If you kind of go to the left right here, I mean, you can see, look. I mean, look how many times we hit the 800s here. We hit it a lot. So I don't think we're going to get through with the first push. I think it's going to take a few hits to get through that, to get through those 800s. See, I still got a short bias. I feel like we still want to take this out overnight. But, you know, it could just chop higher and higher until the London session or the Asia session. Then you might get that pullback here. No, I like longs above 80 methodical. I did the 5-minute inside bar. Yeah, No, I just like the gap fill. Just like the gap fill. Come on, Nani. Yeah, there's definitely there's no short here unless we can get down there, hit the 50, pull back up, hit the 29, then go back down. Then we would possibly target the gap fill. I think we got like all-time highs all the way up at the 850s. All right, first target hit there, guys. All right, as long as it stays above 80, we will stay long. We're just going to stay in this right below this leg here. So we got a leg here. It looks like we got a small pullback leg here. So hopefully we won't hit those freaking 800s if we get those next levels up and just deeply pull back. Yeah, until we probably break those all-time highs, we're probably going to continue this long bias. Is anybody going on vacation this week? Any going anywhere nice? Going to the beach? Going to a nice camping area? Boating? Big fireworks show? I don't really ever go to fireworks shows. I'm not really a big fan of huge crowds. At least not since the kids were young. You know, as you get older, kids are, you know, got no kids to take to the fireworks show. So just pretty much stay around the house. We got some neighbors who likes to shoot off fireworks. So we usually watch their like little fireworks show. All right, so it looks like I don't know if I would not sure if that'll be another leg. I don't think it is. It doesn't really look like it's deep enough. Remember, guys, we'll probably hit those when we hit those 99s, it's either going to explode through or probably have a 10, 15 point pullback. And the reason I say that, because if you look to the left here, I mean, look how many times we hit off these 800s from Friday. So it's just like boom, boom, boom. A lot of liquidity sitting there at the 800s. So just be aware that if you did jump in maybe late, don't, because I know a lot of times I don't like taking trades between 90 and 100 anyway. So, all right, so we got through those 900s. Nice. We got Friday's high sitting up at 823. And so we're targeting about 8 points off of Friday's highs. We're just going to lock in 10 points on this last contract because a lot of times what happens is you'll hit this 810, then pull back. Woo, look at that rejection off 810, guys. Hard rejection. Ooh. Off those 10s. So how I entered this, guys, was off basically the 5 minute inside candle. All right, let me pull it over. I don't do this play a lot. It's just something I try to do like at the opening. So this is why we had to wait longer to really decide which way we're going. So these are all it's this 5 minute time frame. So kind of had a big, nice bullish. Oh wait, here it is. Nice bullish 5 minute candle, and this was our inside 5 minute candle here. And which way it breaks is which way you either go long or short. But see, I don't feel like the win percentage is as high unless it's making a new short or, you're making a pullback. So look at this one. Here's one right here. This is also a inside 5 minute. So, but you guys see it's making a new short or, it's making a new low. So to me, those are a little bit better as far as win percentage go than these up here. Than just making a normal pullback. All right, we're going to lock in 20 just in case we pull back hard off of that 10. I'd rather lock in 20 than lock in 10. All right, we're going to shoot for 18, and that'll be about 30 points. Or is that 40 points? Yeah, 40 points because we're sitting at 30 now. So I'm hoping this 10 holds. If I hit 15, we're going to go to 30. We're going to go to 08 and lock in 30 points. I'm hoping that's all the pullback we can get. What sucks is we pull back to this 800 and the 800 is going to hold, but we could bounce off some of these wicks here. Let's see. It looks like we have a lot of support here around the 08, 09s here. But my original take profit was at 15, but I'd rather just take 20 out of it. This way we at least lock in 20 points. It'd be even nicer if we can get the full 40, but I just hate not to take 20 and it pulls all the way back to a break even, or, you know, you just never know. I think we'll be good if we can get through the 10s here. What I'm worried about is a lot of times if it hits the 810, a lot of times we'll pull all the way back to the 90. All right, so I'm hoping this is our pullback right here. So this is our next leg down. Yeah, we're long from 780. All right, here we go. We almost hit that 15, didn't we? Got close. So right now we are locked in about 34, 35 points. I don't know if we should just stick with the, I don't know. I don't really want to be a stickler for, you know, for like 10 points. I'm hoping this pullback here is our protected low here on this pullback here. All right, we're going to lock in 30 points. Oh, there's my 15 break. Oh, so close to our 40. I'm targeting the 18 because yesterday's high up there, Friday's high is at 825, 823. Let's see if that holds here. Come on. We're just looking for 8 more points, guys. 8 more points. We may get stopped out here. I don't know if we have enough momentum continue higher without some kind of pullback here. Oh, dang it. I couldn't hold. Come on, 08s. I feel like the safe area is probably here. This pullback here is probably your safe area. We're just kind of right below the 9 EMA. Looks like that's probably going to get us right there. It's close. Yeah. Hopefully next week we hit them all-time highs and we have like some good bearish days where we get those nice pullbacks. We need a big pullback, guys. Oh goodness. So we're still battling those 808s. Like I said, if you look to the left here, you can see that's what this line is. Got a lot of support here at those 808s. All right. So we were taken out of that trade. So we didn't hit the 40 mark right there at yesterday's highs. Instead, we got about 28 points out of that. Like I said, I feel like your stop loss probably needed to be right here if you wanted to stay safe. So that's probably looks like that's going to be the case if this pushes up. That 20, this level here should have been your safe spot. Just trying to earn $1. So we'll have to be patient, wait on another trade, guys. I don't know if we'll get it. I mean, I feel like that was the setup there. That was your 5-minute inside candle breakout above the 80 level, shooting for Friday's highs at 823. If we did I get the? No, we still did not get that 18. We didn't get the target that I was looking for. But like I said, your stop loss should have probably been at 802, 803. That would have been that looks like the initial leg pullback there. So that's probably your safe spot as far as the pullback goes. So, like I said, guys, we're not jumping back in. Not without some kind of big pullback. So all we can do now is just kind of sit here and watch price action. So we just got out of a 28 point trade. We've taken 3 trades already. So I got 10 points out of this trade a while ago because we were targeting these equal highs up here a while ago. And then we got stopped out for like a 5-point loss because I was trying to shoot for this gap fill in down here. We got a gap fill in from our weekly gap here, but may not get that until tomorrow or sometime tonight. What is that? 6-point gap fill in, weekly opening gap. Man, we had another inside bar, but man, it's really need to get below this here, then push back up to make another leg down for possible short. I'm not going to be in no hurry to short here. Not unless we take out 823 first. See out. Did anybody else take that long off of the 80s? Like I said, that 80's been my line in the sand this whole time. And we had a nice little bull flag set up into that 80 also. All right, so we did break this protected pullback there. Thank everybody for tuning in and watching today. Like I said, we're going to be sitting just kind of still at the moment. There's not really a lot for us to do. I mean, I really don't like the shorts unless we're back below 80s. I'm not saying you couldn't take a short down to the 80s, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to stay away from this unless we get back down to the 80s. There's no reason to jump back in this and just get chopped up and give up profit since we're, just had a nice trade. Is there anybody in the lobby that's trading the current session now, or is everybody just watching? Or if you have any questions? If you're just joining us, we took our last trade here off of the support 80 level. We had the 80 marked out. This is why I kept saying 80 is kind of like my line in the sand. If you look to the left of us, we banged off this 80 quite a bit all day Friday. And I mean, I wouldn't jump in this now. I mean, unless you just, you don't really want to FOMO into it. But if you're still in the long from this previous entry here, I would definitely be trying to target those Friday highs sitting at 23. Let's see here. I wish they had like better music to listen to on the free music that YouTube offers to listen to. Yeah. I gotta say, this is the only thing about when you trade the, the opening or during the week or Sunday night, a lot of times you get this super low price action. This is why I kept trying to keep my stop losses kind of small, because, man, in the past, whenever you kind of get in the red on a Sunday night or any night that you're trading between the opening and say Asia market, it's so hard to get it back in the green. You just don't have the volume or the momentum to get there. So we finally did hit the 18 target. I mean, it took quite a bit of pullback. So we would have got stopped out anyway, because our stop loss was sitting at 802 and we pulled back to the 800s. Man, it may be another whole week of no shorting. I don't think we had any big pullbacks last week. I think we had one small pullback. Pretty much that whole week was just straight up. And I want to say all-time highs is sitting up there above 850s. Take some of this stuff off. So we'll give it about 5 or 10 more minutes. If we can't get anybody, get any more like volume or price action, we'll probably call it good. Because I don't want to jump in another trade unless I'm positive. Because I don't want to give up basically the $100 that we made off that nice long earlier from the 80. All right, so there's yesterday's highs. So we did hit the yesterday highs at 825, 823. So I put this indicator on here. This way we don't have to constantly keep bringing it on TradingView, because usually I have this on TradingView to kind of keep up with previous day's highs and close and opens. And so we also have it marked out that way for anybody that wants to use these levels also. Man. Wow. Woo. Did not expect this type of like price action. I wasn't going to FOMO in this. There's just no entry for me. Nice long for anybody that got in, like I said, back between 80 and 90 from our original entry. Guys, we'll also be back in the morning at 9:15 too. Wow, what a nice move. That was what, almost 70 points off that 80 level. What do we push up to, 44, 45? I wouldn't mind even shorten this previous day high if we can push back below it, then find support here. Like push below it, hit the yesterday's high, then sell off. But I usually only do that on the 5-minute candle, only if the 5-minute candle will push down. We'll bring the old 5-minute here just to see what happens. Because what it is, a lot of times it's so easy to get faked out on this 1-minute chart. Yeah, be careful if you want to short, guys. Shorts have not been paying the bills. It's been longs only. There's the bounce off yesterday's Friday's high. Let's see if we're going to sell below it. So we got about 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. I almost want to risk like 5 points here. I want to see if this is going to retest the 23. I really like to see a retest of the 23. Man, it's a big old Romney candle. See if it's going to hold. You want to see it bounce off of that. You want to see if this area is going, 23 is going to hold. You just hit it. Might be able to jump in this for a cheap trade here. See if it's going to hold up. This is why we were trying to be patient and wait. Shoot, we may run those all-time highs back up there at 850s. I'm not going to jump in on a 1 minute candle. Like I said, I always wait for the 5 minute candles before I make my decision up. Just because, like I said, it's so easy to get faked out on these 1 minute candles. We still got 1 minute left on this 5 minute. Now, if this 5 minute prints be above Friday's highs, then maybe if we find support at the 23.24, we can maybe look for another long. But that'll still be my line in the sand there at yesterday's highs, Friday's highs. I know anytime you're trading at this time of the day, you definitely got to have some patience, guys. Because like I said, once you start taking losers in this time of the night, it's so hard to get it back just because you don't have the volume. Ooh, got a nice little... So we're about to have a new 5 minute candle. What I like to see with this 5 minute candle is if it pushes back to the 24 and see if it can find support here. But you might not even get the pullback. It could just stay bullish and run this wick here at 43, 44. But see what happens to me a lot of times, even whenever I've tried to take these longs above this level, almost every time it will come back and retouch those previous highs or lows before it goes. Wait a minute. I need to go see if it's raining real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, it was raining. I was making sure our son's windows were up in his car because he was like, tell me if it's raining, because he left his windows down yesterday when it was raining. So we didn't quite get that pullback down to the previous highs yesterday at 23s. So if you're new here, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. We just need a few more subscribers to get to 800. I want to say I thought I heard Methodical Man said the highs were sitting at 75. So guys, we haven't really had another entry yet. Our original entry that we took on this trade was all the way back down at 80. It was here. It was on a 5-minute Romney candle, but we got stopped out for about 28 points, not quite 30. But it would have been really nice to catch a total of 50 points on this. Whew. Is there anybody constantly in a trade now? Is everybody's pretty much out of their trades? What's up, Francis? Nice. The Crystal City. We are from Northwest Arkansas. I've never been to Crystal City. Is that a pretty big place? Looks like Methodical Man is targeting, what, 868. I guess that's all-time highs for the NQ. Francis, have you taken any trades this evening? Like I said, guys, there's not really a lot for us to do here. I'm not going to FOMO into this and lose the profit that we've made. Like I said, anytime you're trading the Sunday's opening or overnight, you want to get a, not say like the best entry, but you just don't want to get in a hole because it's so hard to get out because we don't have the volume or the momentum to get out of the red. Definitely like to everybody give a big shout out and thank you guys for watching. Like I said, thank you guys for joining this evening. We've already taken our trade for the day. I don't know if we're going to get any other setup unless we get some kind of deep pullback. Maybe back below the 23 level from Friday's high. But as right now, we could just keep tracking to that 870. And that's all-time highs on the NQ. Whew. All right, guys, I guess we're just going to call it there, and we'll just be back in the morning at 9:15. I'm pretty sure it's just going to stay slow until the Asia market opens. Then you might get a pump during Asia. But you got a really nice long 1 minute trend line here. So the way I would like to play this, if I was going to play this short, if I was going to wait on it, I'd wait for us to hit the 50 EMA, then maybe bounce back up and see if we can hold those 823s. Then when we sell back through the 50, then possibly look for a short. If you guys haven't, hit the like and subscribe button. I would much appreciate it. And like I said, we will be back at New York session. All right, we'll be back at 9:15. 9:15 a.m. guys, 9:15 a.m. Yeah, just don't try not to over trade and get chopped up tonight. Like I said, the golden entry was definitely down at 80. So we kind of had 80 marked out when we started. And once we got that 5 minute inside candle, I mean, yeah, the 5 minute inside candle, that's when we took our long here. I'm not saying I don't like the pullback, because definitely we got a really nice weekly gap set up here, all the way back down at the let's see, 40, 43, 44 at yesterday's close. So this would be Friday's close, back down to that gap. So this could offer a really nice opportunity for a play tomorrow. If this hadn't been filled in, you can look for a nice bounce out of this area. So that is definitely something we'll be looking for if that does not get filled in tonight. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed watching, and we'll be back in the morning. Sorry about the video. I forgot to pull my picture up there, guys. Sorry about that.